Hi, this is Chris from needlepointers.com. Annette has been babysitting one of her great-grandchildren and needed some bibs. I noticed the bib was made with a simple serged edge, and I thought I'd make some for Annette to use. This is a fun project to make with your serger and will give you practice going around tight corners. These bibs can be made in less than half an hour with our free pattern. You could also make these bibs with your standard sewing machine and a zigzag stitch. For my bibs, I looked in the nursery section of Joann Fabrics for some cute flannels and knits. I like to use flannel or fleece on one side and a rib knit fabric on the other side. This makes them soft. I also used cam snaps for the closure and placed 2 snaps on each side of the bib. By using different combinations of snaps, the bib can be made larger or smaller, so it's a one-size-fits-most bib. The first thing you will need is the free printable PDF pattern. Get the pattern from the web page for this project by clicking the link in the description of this video. Scroll down to the very end of the page past my signature and there will be a link to the free pattern. If you would prefer an ad-free printable PDF tutorial of the whole bib project, please visit our Etsy shop to purchase it for a small fee. This purchase will also include the free pattern. Purchases from our Etsy shop support our small business and help us to keep making more videos. Let's get started making these bibs. Print out the 2 pattern pieces. Each pattern piece is cut on the fold. The pattern includes suggested placements for the snaps. Here are some fabrics that I found at Joann's. These 2 are knits, and this is a rib knit, and these 2 are flannels. It's easier to serge the bibs if you use 1 layer of knit and 1 layer of flannel. If you use 2 layers of knit, it's very stretchy, so the flannel holds it in place a little bit better, makes it easier to stitch around the curves. Fold your fabric in half and then place your pattern piece on the fold. Pin the pattern piece to the fabric and then cut it along the solid line. Cut out 1 front piece and 1 back piece. They're each placed on the fold and then cut out along the solid lines, not on the folded line. Remove the pins and then unfold each fabric and place them with the wrong sides together. So this is the front and this will be the back. Line up the sides and the point of the fabrics. You're going to have extra fabric here, so we'll have to bring that together when we pin it. As you can see, I've pinned it most of the way around, and now when I turn it over, you can see this part needs to be pinned. So just put the 2 fabrics together and pin it, keeping all the extra fabric beyond the pins. So there's the rest pinned, and sometimes you'll have a little bit of extra fabric or bumps in here, and just ease it in by distributing the fabric along the whole section. Thread your serger with 4 threads. A 3-thread serger can also be used for this project. Set your tension and stitch length to its normal settings. Start sewing at the point and work your way towards 1 neck arm and remove all the pins as you sew. Make sure you don't run over any of the pins because the serger will actually cut them. As you're sewing, trim off 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch of the seam allowance as you go. This will clean up the edge as you sew the seam. Go slowly around the corner as it's a pretty tight corner. When you're going around the corner, you might not actually cut off a lot of the seam. And you may need to have your needle down and lift and turn a little bit to help it go around. Sew along the neck hole, making sure you don't get the extra fabric caught in the seam. Finish sewing around the neck arm and to the point. Stitch 1 or 2 stitches off the end. Lift up your presser foot, have your needles in the up position, and pull the bib out a bit and flip it over, and then place the point, the very tip of the point, back under the needles, or right in front of the needles, and put down the presser foot. Stitch across the end of the point to help secure it. Cut it off, leaving a 1/2 inch or so tail. Then what I like to do is pull on the threads some so that they'll knot up. And that will keep it held in place. Then trim off the ends. Iron the bib to get this crease in the bib, and also to make sure everything's flat before I put on the snaps. We put the natural fold in the fabric and iron that. Use the pattern to mark the snap placement on the bib. And I marked them on here and here, and also on this side, there and there. Pick out 4 caps, 2 sockets, and 2 studs. Use the awl and cam snap pliers to install the cam snaps. When you're installing the cam snaps, on one side the caps are facing up, and on one side the studs are facing up. And so on this left side, I put my caps so that the back is facing up, and the sockets are on the back of both. On this side, the caps are on the back and the studs are on the front. I'll show you how to do one, but if you need more information on how to install cam snaps into a project, go to the link in the description of this video, and there'll be a link on that page to another video we have on installing cam snaps. So I made the hole with the awl, and then I'll put the cap through and stick it through to the other side. Then I'll put the socket on. The pliers have a small indent. It's like a little tray that will perfectly hold the cap, and center it on there, and then press down firmly. And what happens is the point of the cap gets pressed down inside. And then on the other side, the point gets pressed down inside there. And then these two will fit together. So I'll finish installing these and be right back. So there, my snaps are installed. You can see the backs and the fronts. I always recommend testing your snaps before you give a project to anybody, because once in a while the snap will come apart, and usually it'll come apart within the first 2 or 3 uses. So just test it at least 3 times and to make sure that they're secured properly. I mentioned at the beginning of this tutorial that you could make this project with a zigzag stitch on your sewing machine. This is one that I've made with that. If I make it again, I think I would use a wider zigzag stitch so that I can make sure that I catch on the inside and go off the edge on the outside all the way around. I'm not showing this method because this is really a serger project. That's an option if you don't have a serger and you would like to make this project. As you can see, you can snap them in different configurations in order to make it a smaller to a more large opening for the child's neck. We hope you enjoyed learning how to make these easy bandana bibs with your serger. Be sure to visit our page for this project to get the free pattern. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Like and share our videos, and if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to our channel so you won't miss future videos. Visit our website, needlepointers.com, for lots of other sewing tutorials and free projects. While you're there, sign up for our free weekly newsletter so you won't miss new tutorials. Happy sewing!